All right, you bought the backpack, the calculator, a blue, not green notebook, and all the pencils your kids could possibly need. But what about your parenting agreements, activity and sports fees? So much going on when it comes to back to school. So joining me with advice today on shared parenting of school-age kids, we have attorney Courtney Hanna. She's the president of Joseph and Joseph Attorneys at Law. Courtney, so good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me today.
All right, before we get into kind of the topic a little bit, this is the first time we've had Joseph and Joseph with us, and I want you to just share more about your practice and what you guys offer.
Sure. So the areas that we practice in are mainly family law. So anything from divorce, custody, prenuptial agreements, anything of that nature, and then also mainly real estate. And we do both transactional and litigation at our firm. So we use our transactional practice to help us with our litigation and our litigation to help us practice with our transactional.
And your firm has received several industry accolades. What does that do for your client base when you have that?
Well, I hope that gives our clients confidence in the work that we can perform for them and the things that we're able to do for them. So hopefully that gives them a level of comfort too.
I would imagine. And it probably makes you feel proud to work where you are and to have the experience as well.
Definitely.
All right, Courtney, when we discuss family law, emotions are always running high. I think in every situation that you guys probably deal with, especially when kids are involved. So what should parents be aware of? The kids are going back to school in a couple of weeks now, so you've got to kind of get things in order.
Yes, and one thing that we always tell our clients is make sure that the school has a copy of whatever parenting arrangement that you have. So whether that's a shared parenting plan or whether you have a sole custody arrangement, so that the school knows what's going on with these parties and that they can be aware of, you know, maybe today is dad's parenting time, maybe today is mom's parenting time, so-and-so will be picking him up this day, things of that nature. So don't leave the school in the dark, not knowing exactly what's happening with your arrangement. And I find that everybody can feel a lot more comfortable knowing that all the people in their child's lives know what's supposed to be happening with them pursuant to those arrangements.
And is it the more information, the better when it comes to passing along to the school? Do sometimes people try and keep that, I feel? You know?
I think that as long as the school has a copy and that they're aware of what's going on so that if they get a call or something of that nature, they know how to handle that. So for example, you could have a shared parenting plan, but one party could be the decision maker for all education-related decisions.
Gotcha.
So, you know, the school would need to know that they would need to get that parent's okay on something that's happening. So it's important that they have that arrangement.
What about the teachers? Is that just administration? You make sure they know, and then if it's necessary, the teachers will be notified?
Yeah, I would make sure that the administration knows, and it's nice for the teachers to know communication-wise what they're supposed to do or what they're not supposed to do. Both parents are entitled to records access notice and things of that nature, no matter if it's a sole custody or a shared parenting arrangement. But again, on decision-making ability and things of that nature, I think it would be important for the teacher to also know specifically what's going on, and also so that they know what's going on in their child's home.
Right.
So if you
that's
have
an important part of the whole learning process.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have a case where parties have recently split up and this is a new situation for their child, I think it would be really important for the teacher to know that this child's going to be experiencing some different things at home than they were maybe last year or something of that nature, so they can properly look out for things and help to calm the child or
handle that emotional aspect.
Exactly.
All right, Courtney, when it comes to school fees, and we know there are many and they keep adding up for a lot of parents, how is that cost shared? Does it depend on the agreement?
Sure, it depends on the agreement, but this is really important because you need to make sure everything is in writing, because it's usually so-and-so is going to pay 60% of agreed upon extracurricular activities or something of that nature. So you want to make sure that you've talked to the other parent, that you've both agreed on the arrangement, that you have it in writing with each other, because when it comes to getting reimbursed for those expenses, you want to make sure you have something in writing with that party that says, we agreed on this, you agreed to pay it, and here it is. And I know in my kids' schools, extracurricular enrollment was yesterday, so I know a lot of people are starting to do that and just make sure they understand what their process is through their plan so that they can do it appropriately.
And considering that it is, something that involves so much kind of paperwork, letting the right people know, making sure you have things in writing, I imagine finding an attorney, a lawyer that's going to know all of this is probably one of the most important first steps.
Definitely. And also finding an attorney that you're comfortable with. When you're dealing with custody arrangements and your children, and those are the most important things to you.
Absolutely.
So it's a matter of finding somebody that you're comfortable with, somebody that's knowledgeable in the area, and somebody that can make sure that they don't just leave you at the doorstep, when your case is over. They're open for you to help answer these post-decree questions that you may have. My paperwork says this, what does that mean, etc. So it's good to have somebody that can do all of those things for you.
And of course, you and your team at Joseph and Joseph can do exactly that. So you can reach out to them. All the info up there on screen. Courtney, it's great to have you.
Thank you.